Great balls of fire! Or at least one great ball of fire. Like many in the southwest recently, I was lucky enough to witness a fireball, which is basically a much larger, much brighter meteor. Well, what are meteors, and what are shooting stars for that matter? They come from the same source, meteoroids, which are basically asteroids but too small to be named or worried about by NASA and speculative fiction writers. When they actually hit the atmosphere and start to burn, we call them meteors. Fireball comes in as a way of saying a really bright meteor, or shooting star. It's just a synonymous term. A meteorite is a meteoroid, or asteroid, which makes it all the way down to the ground. There are a couple of other terms which are used, which can be a bit confusing. Boloid and superboloid. Astronomers use them to describe brightness and give them absolute magnitudes. Geologists use them for things which can rearrange the landscape in a big way. Around 80% of the meteorites found on Earth are called chondrites. These come from smaller bodies, which have never undergone any internal melting. They've never differentiated. So when you cut one open, it's like opening a time capsule, and inside you'd find a mix of pebbles and dust and grains of sand, and it looks like nothing so much as poorly mixed cake batter, but it gives invaluable information on how the early solar system was put together, and for planetary scientists it's an invaluable resource, which is one reason why every year since 1977 they've sent a research team out to comb the ice of Antarctica for the distinctive black or orange, or indeed many different varied shades of meteorite which they find there. They've found around 10,000, I have to check that later, meteorites, which are then farmed out across the world to other planetary scientists. Another type of meteorite, called an achondrite, comes from most bodies big enough to have actually melted and differentiated, forming a crust and a core and a mantle. Now, due to the violence of the early solar system, bits got blasted off them, and indeed today we can actually find those bits which have landed, as mentioned, in Antarctica. One example is the famous Martian meteorite, which may or may not show evidence for life on Mars. It's unlikely that we'll ever know until we actually go to Mars and have access to a complete geology of the planet and have geologists there to interpret it. It isn't just scientists which are interested in meteorites. The Williamatic people of what is today Oregon actually worshipped a particularly impressive iron meteorite, which is now on display at the American Museum of Natural History in Oregon. I hope you like what you heard. Leave a comment below, and as always, thanks for watching.